Kind of what we
Shot
took
by
in
the Facebook game in the
Khalil
building.
Mullins. You know what's funny?
Five Nations, stand up!
You know what's funny? What's funny is Khalil Mullins was the dude at the end of the Michigan-Ohio State game after the fight that was saying, man, we had 60 minutes to fight. Fighting after the game, that's just classless. That was Khalil Mullins, and like you watch that on repeat going viral, not knowing like the Titans was gonna draft that dude. So like that dude was like the hero of the of that game, cause he took Donovan Edwards' spot. That's what's even crazier is Donovan Edwards was on the cover of college football and doing all those commercials and stuff, and then lost his job to Khalil Mullins. After we trying to replace Hassan Haskins, we really should have kept Hassan Haskins last year and let Chestnut go, but Hassan Haskins wound up playing really good for the Chargers last year. That should be Olu, right? This is Olu. This is Olu. This is more gonna look like this. Was A, and then Monty and Mike Brown. I think this is Marcus Harris. I think Justin Hardy is on special teams. I think this is more like this. I think these guys as special teamers, and let me put Hardy. Let me just put him.
Let me
there
teach
so
you
he's a
how to
special
vibe.
teamer. I don't think either one of these guys. I don't think either one of these guys do stuff for us on Sundays. Now I would love to see Jaquan Jackson like turn it on and improve, but then this is Khalil.
Let me
Mullins.
teach you how to
Gunnar Helm
vibe.
got a chance to be Gunnar Helm got a chance to be tight end 1. Corey Levin, I think that Jackson Slater might get a chance to push Lloyd Cushenberry at center and take over that role, but it's yet to see. 2001 days, Shelton, is love, bro. It really is. Offense. So that would take Jaquan Jackson and Bryce Oliver and put them on an odd man out. Shimray DK should be right here behind Lockett. And then I think Traylon Burks might be out of there. And that's Alec Aomaner. And then Van Jefferson there with behind Ridley, more so to speak. I think you put Aomaner there and then push Traylon Burks back. I think it more looks like this. I think Aomaner is there. Shimray DK is behind there. That's your 6 receivers. Khalil Mullins, I think Julius Chestnut is on special teams. So I think Jaquan Jackson, Justin Hardy, Julius Chestnut, and Prochet is fighting for special teams. He said, "You think if Restrepo heals his hamstring and goes in Tennessee Titan camp and runs a 4.5, I think he could. But I'm gonna be real. They spent. Let me show you real quick. The start of day 3. Let me do this. Okay, here we go. The start of day 3, they started with Shimray DK in round 4. I mean, dude is 6'1", slot receiver that runs a 4.3 that can play inside out. So I don't see them drafting him. to be able to play here. I see. Look, when they took DK, they didn't know they was gonna get A.O. Monter. We got 3 4th round picks. So if you just really be honest with this, 3 4th round picks, DK, Helm, and A.O. Monter all in the 4th. Nobody could have guessed that. And they took DK before they knew they had A.O. Monter. A.O. Monter is the X. He gonna play opposite of Calvin on the outside. He should start. Then it's like Tyler Lockett is your slot. If you go Calvin Ridley, A.O. Monter, DK, that's super athletic for the Titans with Gunnar Helm and Chig playing tight end. And you can keep Wiley as your third. Maybe Udoka or DMR plays the 4th tight end because we don't carry fullbacks. We technically can go 6 receivers, 3 tight ends, 4 running backs, or 5 receivers, 4 running backs, 4 tight ends. I think it'd be the other way around, but either way you look at it, this Jackson Slater, and then this is Khalil Mullins. So, like, I really see A.O. Monter there. I think the push should be DK to play here, and he could move outside and play either spot. And then you got like that makes it hard for Restrepo to get on the field, if that makes sense. But if we saying Calvin Ridley, A.O. Monter, DK, Tyler Lockett, who's your 5th receiver? My 5th receiver, like, right now, it's gonna be hard. If Restrepo hamstring ain't healed, it's gonna be hard for him to push Van Jefferson out the way, especially if they don't cut or trade Traylon Burks in his last year. Then you still got Jaquan Jackson and Bryce Oliver. So, like, he got his work cut out for him to make the team. But the good thing for him is just to hang around, because Tyler Lockett and Van Jefferson and Traylon Burks, all 3 of those will be gone. So the future really is Calvin Ridley, A.O. Monter, Chimray DK, and then you should think Restrepo, Bryce Oliver. That should be the future 5. And then next year's draft, you go in to replace Calvin Ridley. You know what I'm saying? Then you completely young. You Bryce Oliver, Restrepo, A.O. Monter, Chimray DK, and then whoever you draft 1st or 2nd round outside, 1 receiver next year. You see what I'm saying? So, but this is the first time we've had actual depth. If they could package Will Levis and Traylon Burks, but this is a better question though. Like, do the Tennessee Titans just keep Will Levis? The other 2 quarterbacks is Allen and Boyle. Neither one of them should ever see the football field. So it's like the Titans might keep Will Levis as a backup QB. Do y'all think the Titans should continue developing Will Levis, or should they see if they can get a future pick for him and Traylon Burks? Like, if they got a 7th and a 7th, if they got like a 6 for Will Levis and a 7 for Traylon Burks this year, that would be great to load up for next year. But then I think you still got to go out and get a veteran outside of Allen and Tim Boyle, because them guys should never see the field. He should never touch the field, Jeff. So, I mean, the Titans might be, if they trade Will Levis, they got to get a vet. But I wouldn't be rushing to do that. But Khalil Mullins with Tajay and Tony Pollard, I'm happy. Calvin Ridley, A.O. Monter, Tyler Lockett, Chimray DK, Restrepo, and then Van Jefferson, Traylon Burks, Bryce Oliver, and Prochet, Jaquan Jackson. Like, somebody's going to the practice squad, you know. Chestnut is special teams or bust, which I think is more than likely by preseason. I see bust on Chestnut. I think Gunnar Helm could be tight end 1 and Chig could be tight end 2, and it just kind of be rotational. And Josh Wilder will still have his time to do his thing as like that 3rd tight end. With I think you got to keep Udoka for special teams and blocking purposes over DMR though. keep the meme machine alive, why not keep Levis Goff if it's him having a war? At least you got somebody that knows the system. True. I mean, then it just becomes like back to the old Buddha. You know, would you rather have Will Levis or Mason Rudolph? And that answers my question really fast. But the defense, I hope that Winston takes this position from Xavier Woods. Woods is on a 2-year deal. I would love to see Winston take this spot and us be able to deal Woods like we was able to deal D-Hop or Ernest Jones. So that's our trade bait is Traylon Burks. We can't trade him to training camp to preseason though. So Traylon Burks, Will Levis, Xavier Woods. If I hope, because like if you look at our draft, we traded 35, right? So if you look at us trading at 35, they are rolling the dice saying that anybody drafted 35 to 52 at position of need for us won't outplay Olu. So that's wide receiver Luther Burden, Ezaraku, JT, and Nick Scourton. So like we only got a handful of players that Olu has to outplay or at least play on the same level of. If he does, the fact that we didn't have a 3rd round pick, because our 3rd round pick is right here. The Chiefs took Ashton Gillo out of Louisville, 6'3", 264. Now, I'll be honest. If Ashton Gillo turns out and is a better prospect than Olu, we double lose because we took Snead and traded our 3rd round pick, traded back, and we hope that Olu plays to the level of those other people drafted in front of him I just said, and definitely is better than Gillo because this would have been our pick right here. So from Gillo down to where we pick again in the 3rd from our trade back, you have to then make sure that like anybody pick 2nd in the 3rd round until we pick down here in the 3rd at 18, that nobody like outplays that pick, which for us would have been Jalen Noel. Specifically, he's going to the Texans, makes it worse. Jordan Burks, Prince Yu, Pat Bryant from Illinois, wide receiver on the Broncos. Landon Jackson for sure because he was on my draft board. Tesla, Kyle Williams, because a lot of Titans wanted Kyle Williams as our 2nd pick if we traded back. And they wanted them. A lot of people wanted us to take Kyle Williams instead of Edge in the 2nd. Or Luther Burden. But Luther Burden obviously would have been gone. But if Olu pans out to all the things I just said, we got Kevin Winston Jr. for free by trading back, which I've been telling y'all for months. We got to trade back in the 2nd. If Kevin Winston turns into a dog, which I think he will be, 6'2", 215, if you seen the tape I showed on the kid, we got him for free. If Olu and Winston pan out, this would be an amazing draft for the Tennessee Titans because one of the biggest holes we haven't been able to fill is Kevin Byers since he left. So that would give you Winston playing opposite of Hooker, and for 2 years we have Xavier Woods and Mike Brown as spell. Obviously, you trade Woods at some point to try to get some capital back, but Draymond Jones is 1 year, Lorenzo Carter is 1 year, and Arden Key is on the last year of his deal. So we're gonna have to replace 3 edges. We still got $70 million free in cap. Olu is gonna be here. Draymond Jones or Lorenzo Carter, and then Arden Key is the rotational guy. Cody Barton will be the green dot. Will Cedric Gray or James Williams be able to grow into that role? Our 2 rookies from last year that's been trying to fill this spot, they were off in the Colts game. And that's when Big Jeff said, like, guys got to be ready to play. I still think 1 year deal, go get Isaiah Simmons and put him right here. athleticism, size, experience, a former safety converted to coverage linebacker. I think if you put him next to Barton in that spot, I'm not like Gray missed almost all of last year, and James Williams is a converted safety, similar to Isaiah, but just not the same talent because I'm not sure how quick he's learning that position. I think you go there. That would kind of add depth at linebacker. I think you might even still. We got Gabinda, undrafted free agent from Texas, but I mean we got to see if these guys pan out. But I hope Snead come back and be the Snead with Jarvis Brownlee, of course, McCreary, and it's not slot Darrell Baker right here, and Justin Hardy. It will be special teams. This is gonna be Marcus Harris. Come on now. All right, there we go. This is gonna be Marcus Harris playing that right there. And you know, I kind of seemed like I was like didn't understand this pick, but we spent a lot of time with this kid. I showed his tape. He can play inside out, so I kind of see him like similar to Brownlee, like kind of a ball hawk physical DB that can play outside and also can play inside right here where Roger is. Roger's on his last year, so if we can't afford Roger next season, Marcus Harris is probably moving to the slot. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we got rid of Cheeto and Cheeto's on the Ravens, but and we also picked up undrafted free agent, one of the best DBs in the Big Ten. But he picked off Will Levis. He's going to be one of the undrafted free agents that I think is going to push a roster spot. I really do. You know what I'm saying? Because I looked at his tape. So Big Jeff and T Sweat in the inside. Sebastian Joseph Day, Keandre Colburn, and Jalen Harrell from Michigan, the rotational pieces that play D line. With now having Draymond and Lorenzo on the right side, Olu and Arden Key on the left. I think we starting to get some depth on defense, but special teams, Johnny Hecker, Joe Sly, and Jaquan Jackson, Julius Chestnut, Justin Hardy, and Prochet are special teamers. So like I think if Restrepo really want to help his case, if he can get one of these special team spots, it'll push Prochet or Jaquan Jackson out instantly, and that'll be his space. Julius Chestnut, and that's what I see from the Titans. Oh yeah, I mean, but that's what I see from our draft of where all these guys instantly will fit in our system. I think that could be a real thing. Tennessee Titans roster from where it was this time last year. I just think it's impressive what they've been able to do. And like I said, if Restrepo want a spot in the Tennessee Titans wide receiver room, help himself on special teams, get that hamstring straight, and clock a tape at the Titans facility running a 4.5, and it's all over with. You know what I'm saying? Because I think Prochet, Jaquan Jackson, Mason Kinsey. I think the only one that Tay Martin, like Tay Martin and Bryce Oliver got a chance to push Traylon Burks, Van Jefferson out the building. I think they got a chance to. I think Gabinda from Texas got a chance to challenge Cedric Gray and James Williams and Otis Reese. Cam Horsley from BC, I think he got a chance to push one of those D tackle spots. So like technically up front, there's three edge, like bigger edge or interior lineman spots, and I think Gabinda got a chance to push one of those linebacker spots. So we picked up Rakes and Crenshaw Dixon from Auburn and Florida, and then another kid, Davion Ross from Memphis, Clarence Lewis from Notre Dame, Garnett Hollis, West Virginia. Like some of these guys got a chance to push to be on the practice squad, I think. But I think that Harris kid out of Iowa, I think he got a chance to not Marcus Harris, because Marcus Harris is there, but I think the other kid got a chance to push. But Darrell Baker played good last year, so I think we need to have 6 corners and 4 safeties. Figure it out at linebacker and D line. But some of those guys that's that's undrafted free agents always got a chance to push that D line.